Rhyce, what did you make of that tonight?
Yeah, it was a really good performance. I thought. We've been obviously smashed from pillar to post for a while now, but we've worked hard, and tonight the boys were really consistent over 4 quarters, and I think it showed how the game was played. That was we dominated for long periods of time. West Coast took their chances, and that's probably where it sat. We just didn't take our opportunities, but I just thought the game was played in the right manner by us and the right way, and I was really pleased with the way it went. Obviously disappointed that we couldn't get the result, but I think the way it was played and the effort by the boys was fantastic.
How important was it to finish the season like that with an effort that you wanted?
Oh yeah, we said to the players it's not about anything other than them going out and playing together after having 81, 82 days in a hub, having the challenges thrown at us left, right and centre, and the boys just keep running up, and we haven't had a good season at all, but the way we finished off was fantastic, and it was really important for us. Yep.
What did you say? Yeah, straight after. Season's done. What's your first message as you walk off the ground?
The first thing I said, I was really proud of the boys for the way they played tonight. That's a team that's playing for top 4. They're a really good side, and I was really proud of the way they went about it. Yeah.
Rhyce, you were pretty bullish about this group at the start of the year.
Yep.
What do you put the season down to? Did you overestimate your capacity, or is other factors, heart injuries, or those?
There's been a lot of factors. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. The break, going into a hub, injuries, confidence plays a big part. Back-to-back games, you can get on a roll throughout that period too, but you can also get on a roll the other way, and it can not go your way. But look, tonight was again, it was disappointing that we didn't get the result, but I think it showed, and just looking at the guys that really stepped up over the last couple of weeks, and even tonight, like Benny Mackay and Funny Perez, LDU again, Bailey, Cam, Jizer, Lux, some really young guys that are through a shocking year have made some real gains, and that's fantastic for our footy club going forward. And you complement that with the older guys like Taz and Zeebs and Polly and Jed and Hig. Well, I think it just showed that what we can achieve.
Rhyce, what have you learnt about yourself this year as a coach?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Obviously been really challenging in many aspects. You think coming into your first season, you really want to focus on the players and the way we play and how we train, and getting the best out of that group, and rocking up to Arden Street and going into the office. But it hasn't been that way. It's what's our schedule look like tomorrow? It's where we're training. It's how are people dealing with the hub, because everyone dealt with it differently, and you've got 45 players, and I think it's 25 staff, 26/7 staff. You've got families and how they deal with it, and it's been an interesting experience, but something that I'll take a lot of learnings out of.
Could I ask, do you think next year will be easier for you then? I'm talking about you, the coach.
Yeah, I thought this year would be easier after last year, especially the back half. But even though we played a few games, it was still all new. But look, I don't know whether it's going to be easier or not, and I'm not really looking forward too much I've just got to reflect on this year and take a breath. We haven't had a break for a very long time, and I think everyone deserves a break at the end of this, and time to reflect and sit down and then go to work on what next year looks like.
There's already reports that it's going to be a significant turnover playing wise. What are the next sort of 48 hours entail for you? There's some tough conversations that you've got to have.
Yeah. Look, that's part of footy. I went through that last year, and this year's a little bit different being away. But yeah, look, it's just part of the evolution of the club and where it's going and where it needs to go. So it's going to be a hard time for a lot of people, but it's also going to be an exciting time for the club and going forward.
Have you already had some of those conversations?
We've been doing extra reviews for a couple of days, but the majority of the conversations will happen over the next period of time. Yeah.
When will North supporters know about the future of Ben Brown at the footy club?
Again, we've got to take a breath after tonight, and we'll talk about individuals when we see fit. It's, as I said though, we've been going flat out, and it's been really hard, and we want to get our people home to their families and give them a break, and that's what's important to me at the moment. We'll get to that kind of stuff and what it looks like for our list when we get there.
What about that? What's the number one priority though right now? What would you like to really add?
As in
a type of player or an attribute, or what's something you need to bring in?
Oh, look, we're in a position where we need to get better, and we're going to look at every avenue and every part of our club and every part of our list and see what we need to build a list and a team that can play finals footy.
Would you consider bringing in your brother from GWS?
My brother?
Yes.
Have you seen the way he's been playing? God, he's lucky to get a game. No, I don't even. I had lunch with him today. He didn't say anything. I don't even know if he's going around again. Who knows?
Contracted, so I was just wondering. The soft cut comes down.
Yeah.
Assistant coach player.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to have that conversation with Leon. I think, but no, I think he's got to make up his mind and see where he goes. But I've been really proud of him. He's been fantastic for that footy club, and to break the family record a few weeks ago was great, and hopefully they can finish off the right way for him. If it is last year, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on because he's got nothing else. So.
How's Rhyce Shaw?
Yeah, a little stinger by the sounds of it. He was really keen to get back on the ground, and that probably shows how much the game meant to the boys. And geez, he fought hard in the back half, but I don't think it's too bad, to be honest.
Your body language, when there's a bit of a talk about this week as to whether you were dejected after losses in the way you spoke.
Yep.
What did you make of that? And
yeah, everyone's got their opinion. I was dejected because we lost the footy game, and we haven't had a great run. And I'm a really passionate person. I really want to get the best out of my players. I want my players to be rewarded, and I was disappointed. I was disappointed for them, and I'm sorry if it came across too dejected, but I'll wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's the way I'm going to go about it, and I'll be me as much as I can.
Are you a bit relieved that the season's done? You can take a deep breath.
Well, I'm not relieved because I want to play finals. As I said at the start, I was really bullish about the club and where we were going. It's been a disappointing year. I wouldn't say I'm relieved, but it is what it is, and we have finished, and it's time to take a breath.
How quickly do you think you can bounce back?
Well, I think it changes pretty quick. Footy's an interesting game. It's a strange game. You can go through these periods and come out pretty quickly, and I think we've got the ability to do that. But what that looks like, I'm not sure yet. But again, we've got some amazing young kids. We've got an amazing group of players that I think can really do something and really build something from here on in.
If the club does decide to bring in another senior, I know you've got Brady and Jade and others as well, if they do decide to bring in another senior person in the football department, would you support that?
Oh, to be honest, I haven't even thought about that. Our group's done a great job. You can imagine the circumstances we've been in. At one stage we had 27, 28 players to pick from. Makes it very difficult, but I think we've done a great job, and I know it hasn't reaped the rewards, but very trying circumstances, and the boys have been fantastic.
Just as a footy fan, watching the finals, having coached in tonight's conditions, do you worry about the spectacle night games in Queensland when you sit back over the next month?
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. I can't shy away from that. It's really, it was really slippery out there tonight. The boys said it was really wet in the last quarter. It actually felt like it had rained. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But we actually played out here a couple of weeks ago and it was dry. So, who knows?